Brothers and sisters in Christ, God purposely chooses the lowly, the outcast, the empty, the poor, so that when He raises them up, others will see the reality of God working through them. They won't see a strong man standing on his own strength, but one that is held together and lifted up by the grace of God. As it is written, those who humble themselves will be exalted, but those who exalt themselves will be humbled. And we see all throughout the scriptures, particularly in the New Testament, that Jesus uses fishermen, tax collectors, the outcasts, the ones that the world hate, or just ones of a low caliber of life, and He lifts them up to the point like it was when Peter or when any of the apostles stood before the most wise of the age, that the wisdom of God would work through them and they would recognize them having been in the presence of Jesus. And that is what happened with Peter and John. When they were confronted and told not to preach Christ, they recognized them that they had been in the presence of Jesus, and that even though they are unlearned by the flesh, that they are speaking truth in such a way that they cannot combat against them. Do you see that? Or when Stephen stood and made his defense against all of the most religious people of the time, that they had recognized this wisdom as coming from God. And he faced his death, asking for the forgiveness of those that were killing him. Do you see that? People need to be able to see that you have spent time with Christ. They need to see God working through you. They don't need to see your wisdom. That's why the Apostle Paul says, I have determined to know nothing but Jesus Christ and Him crucified. I have determined to know nothing but Christ and His sacrifice, that my boast may not be in my wisdom or my authority, but solely in Christ and in His wisdom and in His truth, that others may see hope for themselves, that my grounding isn't in myself or in my worth, but solely in the righteousness of God given to me through faith in Christ. So let us seek to not boast in our standing in this world, but in our standing in heaven, for our citizenship is in heaven and not on earth. Let us seek to draw near to God, and He will draw near to us. Let us seek to be aligned with the purposes of God, and to actually look at our lowly estate as an opportunity for God to glorify Himself through our life. Rejoice in your lowliness, so that God may exalt you. Humble yourself before the Lord,